Testing 1 2. All right, so let's start off with the scans. On the micros, I see CMCT, VMAR up here. CMCT is up 46%. Do not see a catalyst for it today. Working its way up here. So started at 306 and now is up here at 467. BMAR, we saw that one last week. And then on my my non-micros, Yale T of 25%. HXHX, not sure what that is. Looks like some kind of Chinese stock. DVLT does have a little bit of catalyst, so that's what I really want to kind of look into is what the catalyst is on the day. Laser, Nvidia up here, 184, went from a 182 up to 184. I'm pretty sure it has catalyst every day, so I'm sure it has a reason to be up here as well. Let's see. Nvidia specific. Not really. Everything's talking about SoftBank, OpenAI deal. Nah, not seeing much on Nvidia. All right. So the one that I did see with a little bit of catalyst, we'll see how this one does throughout the day. DVLT. See what the catalyst is. It is saying that Data Vault AI Inc. announces issuance of 2 foundational U.S. patents advancing blockchain-driven content licensing and tokenization monetization, or tokenized monetization. So let me go and look into this one, see what it's got going on. It hit a high up here of 143. LT. Got 7 million shares traded. Pages we are. All right, so it says for the description, Data Vault Inc. AI Inc., a data sciences technology company, owns and operates data management platforms by supercomputing capabilities in North America, Asia Pacific, Europe, and internationally. The company offers data technology and software solutions that enable customers to thrive in the evolving landscape of data ownership, privacy, and security through high performance computing, infrastructure, and proprietary software. In addition, it also provides registration, data analytics, and lead management services for live events, offering cutting edge solutions and unparalleled customer support to clients in the trade. Association in the trade, association, corporate, and government event markets. The company was formerly known as WISA Technologies and changed its name to Data Vault AI in February 2025. Data Vault AI Inc. was incorporated in 2010 and is headquartered in Beaverton, Oregon. All right, so let's take some notes and see what they got up here. So 63 employees. This is a technology and software infrastructure type company. Text. In Oregon. Yes. There 63 employees, and we're about to look a little bit deeper into that catalyst that they have. Let's see. That was so keywords. Definitely technology in here, and even in the name, data about AI. But the AI, it needs to be doing something with AI. It says that it offers data technology software solutions that enable customers to thrive in evolving landscape and ownership. Does it have anything other AI than what is in the name? Not seeing, not seeing much. Oh, okay. All right, let's go to the statistics. Good morning, Danielle. Looking through, trying to see what is going to be a victim today, or if if something's going to try to make us a victim. Okay, so data vault, the float on this one. Ooh, that float is high, and the insiders on this one are high. That's a super high float. Okay. So float shares outstanding 285 million. That is, that might not be moving much. Okay. All right, next one up. Let's see what else we got over here with some catalysts. CMCT, that one did not have any catalyst. BMAR, Saidu, no catalyst but heading upwards. C1, that one looks like an acquisition of some type. BitF, okay. All right, let me jump over here to the news. So front page, it says gold and silver hit records as U.S. ramps up Venezuela blockade. Our Oracle became the poster child for AI bubble fears. Wall Street is ultimately bullish on 2026. That may be a concern. Netflix refinances part of a $59 billion loan for Warner Brothers bid. Dire year for dollar has little light at the end of the tunnel. In 2026, Uber Lyft partner with Baidu for UK robo-taxi trials. That's why Baidu is up here. Okay, let's see how much volume does Baidu. Nothing. Okay, Baidu. I was looking at the wrong thing. That's Saidu that's up there on the non micros, not Baidu. All right, hedge funds short healthcare stocks as Congress parks issue. Copper heads toward 12,000. Oh boy, and a ton of as 12,000 a ton as banks predict more gains. Exclusive Nvidia aims to begin H2 chip shipments to China by mid-February. That's future casting. Instacart, we want something that's for today. Instacart ends program where users could see different prices for the same item. Most U.S. adults aren't making year-end charitable contributions. Honeywell expects 470 million charge as FlexJet settlement. China to impose a 42.7 provisional tariffs in dairy products. Okay. So let's see what topics that they are covering. U.S. re-anchoring to energy, and that was let me see. the value that Neo Cloud companies offer to major AI players. Neo Cloud. The direction Mohammed El Iran sees the bond market going. Small cap biotechs may fill gaps on drug pipelines. Okay, so let's do this one, the Neo Clouds and 2026 outlook for small cap biotechs. Let's get into that. So, cloud.
In the memory market. I mean, as you mentioned, it's an oligopoly. There are two other players. How does this sort of change the dynamics in the memory market? I mean, as you mentioned, it's an oligopoly. There are two other players. We've seen memory prices go crazy, not even the high bandwidth kind, the overall kind that goes into all kinds of devices. So what are some of the sort of knock-on effects in the industry that you're watching and other names that you're watching?
So I continue to like the people that are benefiting from the spend. I recently initiated coverage with CoreWeave, which is one of the neo clouds with a $100 price target. But believe it or not, I think there's upside in NVIDIA, Broadcom, Taiwan Semi, some of these companies that when I get pushback, what people will say, how can you possibly recommend NVIDIA after it's done so well for all these years? Well, it's because I see even more greatness ahead of them. And some of these stocks, Julie, have come down quite a bit in the last couple of weeks. I think it's a good buying opportunity for several of the names.
I'm curious about the neo clouds in particular, Paul, because there have been some questions about that business model, right? That if you're, renting space from someone else, if you're trying to go out to the smaller providers as your clients, then maybe you're a little more vulnerable if there are chinks in the armor of this whole AI thesis. What do you think about that?
Another excellent question. The way I look at it is you have to look at these contracts that they are signing very carefully. In the case of CoreWeave, we have 5- and 6-year deals with well-funded folks like Microsoft and Meta, and they're paying 15 to 25% of total contract value upfront, so there's some initial cash flow. And so I think that even though some of these companies are levered, and CoreWeave, mind you, is highly levered, that they have a nice runway. And I think that over the next couple of years, their plans are set and they're funded by the most well-funded companies almost on planet Earth. And the other thing that's interesting about CoreWeave, it has an interesting deal with NVIDIA, which is also a 6% shareholder, in which if CoreWeave has any surplus capacity between now and April of 2032, it'll be sopped up by NVIDIA. So some people will say that's a quote unquote circular deal, but I actually like that deal a lot. And so I do think there's upside. Yes, it's speculative. Yes, they're highly levered, but I think that this is all under control as long as the spending from the big boys continues. And I think all these companies, when they announce their results in January or February, will confirm at least the 2026 capital expenditure spend.
All right, let's go to the small caps.
This next one is kind of interesting. Small cap biotech.
Yep.
Now, biotech is so interesting to me because I look on our Yahoo Finance trending tickers page, and there are frequently these tiny little biotechs.
Yes.
Now, sometimes they don't have any news and they go crazy. That happens with small caps.
Yes.
That, they hit on a Reddit message board or whatever
Right.
happens. But small cap biotech sometimes feels a little bit like a lottery ticket.
Yep.
Because you're betting on their experimental, whatever it is,
Correct.
working, and then a big company swooping in and buying it. So how do you game out which ones
Yes.
are a better lottery ticket than others?
So the way that we approach that through our healthcare innovation strategy, and it's our best performing strategy of the year, is we look to those companies that have at least one drug in FDA level 2 or FDA level 3 approval status, because our research shows that the majority of the takeovers take place when a drug is in FDA level 3 approval status, right before they get the final approval and demand an even higher premium.
Okay, so you're not buying the earliest stage,
No.
and once it gets to level 3, that's usually, it's not supersede experimental stage.
That's right, and that's when large cap pharma has the most interest. But I also want to find those companies that have a catalyst event over the next 2 years. A catalyst event could be a drug trial. Now, those drug trials could be positive, making the stock go up. They could be negative, forcing the stock to go down. But we build a portfolio of 30 different of these opportunities so we can help smooth out the ride. I think about a company in our portfolio called Indivior, ticker symbol INDV. They are building drug
INDV.
pipeline for treatment abuse. So they have 2 drugs right now in the FDA approval pipeline for opioid treatment. Boy, does our country need that right now. And once they get closer and closer to the finish line, you can't tell me there's a large cap pharmaceutical company with cash sitting on the sidelines looking to acquire that and add that into their distribution.
I mean, the thing is with some of this stuff, isn't the risk though sort of binary? In other words, you know, even drugs that get to that level of development, sometimes you have a problem, they fail, or for whatever reason, a company doesn't come in and buy them.
Yes.
So this is you know, people should think about it as a higher risk,
absolutely,
maybe higher reward kind of strategy.
It's going to be a more volatile area to invest in, and that's why you want to smooth that out with a diversified portfolio. We use 30 names to do that. But I think the opportunity comes not necessarily just from all the tailwinds for biotech, but the headwinds facing large cap pharma, the acquirers. We know that Washington continues to push on them to lower drug prices, which compresses their profit margin. And the last stat I saw, there's about 200 drugs due to come off patent in the upcoming years, with an associated $300 billion of revenue that are now going to be subject to generic competition. How is large cap pharma going to replace all that lost revenue? They can't turn to their own pipeline, so they're going to have to be acquisitive. So that's where I see the opportunity.
That's interesting. So not only do you like those small cap biotechs, you probably like them at the expense of, or very much instead of, the large cap.
That's exactly right.
Pharmaceutical stocks. It's also really interesting to hear you say that that strategy did the best this year. How much was it up overall?
Over 60% year to date.
So that's so interesting because I mean, shame on us maybe a little bit. We talk so much about AI this year. The biggest stocks, that's where the gains have been in many cases. But like, here's a small thing that's not an AI strategy.
Biotech, aerospace, and defense are going neck and neck with AI and AI infrastructure, even power solutions. They're all 30% plus up year to date, but biotech is leaps and bounds ahead right now. And if that pace of M&A activity continues into 2026, you may want to consider adding some allocation to that area.
Interesting. Kevin, thanks so much.
My pleasure.
Fun.
All right, so let me read some of these chats. This is the one that he was calling out, the INVD or whatever. I don't know what they got on the books, but we'll see how that goes. And when did this come out? This was an hour ago. And then Indivior says they're announcing an inclusion in the S&P Small Cap 600. Let me read some of these other ones. So I see AJ talked about he said, did I look at AZI yet? I saw AZI. I don't know why that one wasn't popping back up on the scans. I don't know if it's just because it's blocked for trading or what. But I saw it earlier because I just still had it on watch. But not, I mean, it's blocked. So it's not really much I could do with it. But it's got 11 million shares traded with no catalyst on today. It has been a previous mover, and then also AJ said he's made good money with DVLT, and I was looking at DVLT as well. It's the only one that I see with catalyst today. Don't know if it's gonna get any plays or whatnot, but let's look at the daily chart for it. So on the daily chart, we can see that it was trading at 97 cents. And let's see, the 25 cents the low, then the high was up here at $4 and something. But the catalyst is that it announces issuance of 2 foundational US patents advancing blockchain driven content licensing and tokenized monetization. Okay, so I'm gonna go and read a little bit more into that and see what we can find out here. But it's definitely a higher float, so that's the thing. It might be a grinder, but I mean, there may still be some type of opportunity. But I want to see if anything else is going to pop up and try to challenge it, though. Search. Use. Okay, data vaults, that was 17 hours ago. New About AI appoints Jeremy Roenick to help lead global NIL exchange expansion. Okay, so let's go to the most current then. 17 hours ago. Okay, Data Vault AI has quietly slid over the past month, but its sharp jump in the past 3 months hints at traders still testing the story behind this rebranded data infrastructure player. That said, the recent 30-day share price return of negative 61.9% and 7-day fall suggests momentum is fading again, even after a powerful 90-day share price rebound, while longer-term total shareholder returns remain deeply negative. Okay, so are they talking any money though? I understand they have a share price target and all that, but the most popular narrative 67.6 undervalued, with Data Vault AI last closing 97 cents versus $3 fair value. We're not really talking about any money. Maybe if they were mentioning money, maybe if they were getting an investor or something, it would be a little bit more interesting on the day, but I'm not sure. For some reason, we have a penny stock or not HXHX, with 5 million shares traded. Continue to pop up here. Do not see it. It looks like a Chinese stock actually. HXHX with 5 million shares traded. But let me see if that's what that is. Okay, so this does look like some type of Chinese stock. Haojin. Haojin is the name. Yeah. So Haojin Holdings Limited, through its subsidiaries, provides temperature-controlled truckload and urban delivery services in the People's Republic of China. The company focuses on transporting factory logistics, including electronic devices, chemicals, fruit, food, and commercial goods. It operates a truckload fleet with 82 tractors, 87 trailers, and 44 vans. The company was founded in 2003 and is based in Ningbo, China. All right, it has 85 employees. Its sector is industrials, and the industry is integrated freight logistics. So, no catalyst on the day though. Chinese stock, I'm guessing it's blocked. Let me check that. By the bid, it is blocked. So that is what it is. No reason to just be watching that one like a hawk. Yeah, we're gonna see if anything else can come up and challenge DVLT. If not, I'll just be watching DVLT during the day and see if I can get any kind of quick pops off of it. If it's the only thing that's going to show up today with a little bit of catalyst. Even Nvidia's catalyst is vague. It's got catalysts of other companies in it. So good morning, Craig. This is Hebrew. You had to change your account. What happened to your account? Did you get shadow banned for promoting your 5 businesses? No, I'm playing. But yeah. I mean, that's one good thing about YouTube. People can always change their identity, you know, give themselves a new face, a new emotional output or whatever. But yeah, we're looking through today, and right now the only one that I spotted with a catalyst is DVLT. That's not a Chinese stock. That's not blocked on TOS. So That is what it is. This is going to be a shorter week. I know on Wednesday. Let me see. What day is Christmas? Christmas is on. I know Wednesday. I think one of these days is supposed to be shorter. It's going to be stopping at 1 p.m. It might be Wednesday. I think. Okay, U.S. stock market, the upcoming time, I believe. Those upcoming. Here. Somebody got your information and got into your bank. Oh, that is insane. Okay, so I'm guessing that you do a lot or may do quite a bit of online shopping or something. And you might have bought from a place that was less than desirable. Or you could have just been you could have just got a entered your information on a fake website. That's always a way to go. There's a lot of ways people can get your information though. That's why a lot of times when I'm talking on the phone and someone asks me for some type of information, I ask them, is there some type of portal that I could enter this number in instead of just, giving it to you, like saying it over the phone or something like that? I'm like, okay, do you have like a business portal, like a website or something like entered in? At least when I go to the portal, I can see, okay, well, is this thing secured? Is it HTTP? Is it HTTPS? Do they have other options to pay like Stripe, PayPal, some of the more trusted names, or is it just kind of like you put your bank account in there and that's it? You know what I'm saying? I wanna know. I wanna know. I am kind of paranoid. I don't know, but I guess that's why I do what I do. So it was your ex. Oh my gosh, it was your bruh. That's even worse. That's something you probably couldn't control right there. That's out of your control. So I guess that's even more of a cyber attack when it's that close to home. Let's see, CMT HX6. All right, so that's the only one I'm seeing that's getting close to that 10 million mark in pre-market. So we'll have to see what that does. If it keeps sucking up the volume, HXHX keeps sucking up the volume, we'll kind of have to wait till it dies before anything else maybe happens on any of these other things. And that'll give us time for more catalysts to pop up. Hit F. They're looking around. And these two Chinese stocks are kind of going back and forth. AZI and HXHX. AZI has 12 million shares traded. HXHX has 9 million shares traded. Both of them are Chinese. So we'll see if which one wants to be the headline for today. Got to fix now. Nice. Yeah, you always want to get that cleared up quick. I know some people, they be like, oh man, that's nothing. I'm just gonna take my time. Gonna, shoot the buzzer beater at the end of the year. Nah, bruh. Okay, so I have 64. ATR down here at 41. Looking for that to do a big old fail. and the DVLT isn't even getting any more trades, so I'm falling out of love with that. People just not looking over there. So the goal for this week is to, one, continue to play defense. I've been doing pretty good on this month. It's really been slower. I haven't been getting those average gains of like 30 cents or whatnot, but I have been getting winners. And what I've been doing is just taking the money off the table, because I've had a couple of like, just, I guess, like pullbacks and stuff in this month, and it's just been weird. So this is what I'm looking like on the month right now. I've only had one red trade, and I'm pretty much sticking to the one trade a day deal. So I just haven't seen any clear catalyst on Tuesdays. That's why I haven't been trading. I will trade Tuesdays, but it hasn't been any clear catalyst. So I am a catalyst trader. But one trade a day, and I had this one red day that I made up pretty much last week. I lost 150 bucks. I got it back and ended last week. It was red, but it's small red compared to, I mean, in the grand scheme of things. So what we're trying to do this week is continue to play defense, but look for catalysts, look for things that make sense, but understand what time it is. You know what I'm saying? It's the holidays. People could be on vacation, could be slower uptake, slower moves. So just kind of trying to stay safe and continue to build, just continue to pocket some money here in December, and then look towards January to kind of start ramping back up the whole, getting to the full amount that I'm usually getting, 30 cents per trade, right? If we can get back there. But for now, taking money off the table, pocketing it over and over again, doing the same thing every day. Do the research, do the due diligence, read up on these stocks before I take a trade, and that's it. Rinse and repeat every day. But we'll see. We shall see. Irene just popped up. I don't know what Irene is. It doesn't have any news. It's just kind of, I don't know what happened Friday, but it looks like it was just trading upwards. Let's go to 15-minute chart. So it was down here at $33 and ran down on, I don't know what day this is, whatever day this is, the 17th, and just grinded up. I don't see a catalyst there. Goldman Sachs initiates coverage. It had a neutral rating with a price target of 39. So it got a price target of 39 and it made it up here for sure, past 39 to 42. But that one is a lower volume one. So right now I'm looking at my scanner, the non-micro flows. These are anything that aren't, so micro flows is anything pretty much under 10 million. And these are everything above 10 million that are moving, that have gotten at least 1 million shares traded during pre-market. And I just go through them and see what has catalyst. What if there is no catalyst, there is no trade. And same thing with the micro caps up here. This much emptier list here. Only 2 things up here. And AZI, I'm surprised it's not in here. I guess I don't know why it's not showing up here, but it is what it is. I had it on another scan. It's up 72% on AZI, but it is a Chinese. It was blocked for trading every time we've seen it. So not sure why that's not showing up on the micro caps, because it is a micro cap. Or maybe something changed. I don't know. Maybe the scanners are correct and it shouldn't be up there. But yeah, that's how this month has been going. Pretty green, pretty consistent. One trade a day. Before I took those, I took a couple, what day was that? Thursday of last week. I took a couple trades on that one, messed up my accuracy, because I took one good trade and then I kind of played around with it with like 3 other trades, and it messed up my accuracy on the month. At first I was sitting at 87% on the month with this one loss over here, but after I took those 4 trades there, that's the only day that I took multiple trades. I kind of played around with it and gave back a little bit of profit. But it is what it is. And this is how, so this trade journal that I use is TraderSync. And basically it allows me to mark up all of my setups, all of my mistakes in every trade, and actually label them one thing at a time, and what's going on. And for this was over trading, right? I tried to play around with it with some smaller share size, just shouldn't have taken the trades. I had already won on it and should have just took it and walked away. But yeah, all of my mistakes and everything are labeled in here. Actually, the full list over here, like all the setups that I use, everything I use right here, and then all of the mistakes that I've ever made in my trading is labeled as well, and they're all attached to some type of ticker somewhere. So I do like the documentation. I do like staying on top of what I'm doing right, what I'm doing wrong, and just kind of sticking with the things that I'm doing right to eliminate the wrong. Okay. So let's see if any other new news has popped up here. Nvidia aims. Okay, so we already seen that one. Instacart ends. We already seen that here. Yeah, Monday is a little bit slow on the news uptake for sure. Little side dude. Oh boy. You sideways. I don't like that at all. Now HX is got 20 million shares traded in pre-market. It has a 3 beta score, which means it heavily follows the market. Let's look at the overall market. Overall market. So we see a continued grind up. Looks like it had a little gap back here upwards and just continues to grind up. A lot of people thought the market would be falling by now. It'd be, maybe the Christmas dip or whatnot, but I don't know, man. This thing just keeps on going up. The ATR high and low, we got a ATR high up here of 2650 or 26,050 bucks. ATR low down here 25,144. We'll see which way it wants to go. This old trend line, it just keeps holding around this old trend line going higher. Hasn't given up that old habit yet. Saidu, you're gonna break out. It's got 31 million, but no catalyst, and still trying to go and break out on Saidu. Interesting. Interesting. Let's see what else we got. Marine, BMNR, million shares traded. DJT, that was the Donald Trump media stock we saw last week. Million shares traded. ASST, does he have catalyst? Nope. BMNR, nope. Okay. So kind of like sitting in a waiting position right now. Million shares. So this is where the people are as of right now, and it's about to pass up CMCT in volume. Yep, just passed it. So this is the highest volume mover here. So Chinese stock. Now the non-micros, I do have it set to my non-micro set to. 60 cents. I really, anything that falls under 60 cents, I'm probably not even gonna watch it. Um, Kind of looking where the people are aimed right now, but under 60 cents, 50 cents and all that, 25 cents. I want to see things either approaching a dollar or over a dollar. You know what I mean? And approaching it quickly with some momentum. Or if they're going to be cheaper like that, let's say they are 10 cents or 20 cents or something like this one that just popped in on the micros, RENX, right? If they're going to be this like this, they need to be micro floats. And these three are micro floats. So I don't want them to have a super high float and then be, 10 cents because the chances that they're going to move big is very small. And this one doesn't even have catalyst. It says Renex Enterprises Corp, formerly Safe Green Development Corporation, announces corporate name change, new ticker symbol RENX. So, just a name change. You guys are trading, or if you guys are watching anything that you were trading last week and for continuation, let us know what those are. Y'all getting into, or y'all just looking for the new stuff for this week? Real. The AI trade isn't over. Investors have just become choosier. Yep. Stocks rally as gold, copper hits. I guess as we get closer to the open, they'll start actually posting news out here because all this stuff was from 2 hours ago. So hmm. Okay, so website of the see, today is the 22nd. I'm guessing there's not going to be any speakers on this week. That is not true. Governor Stephen Moran, the inflation outlook on. Oh no, that was last week. This week is the 22nd. Second, okay, federal government offices will close December 21st or 24th. I'm tripping. 24th. Holiday Christmas Day. Federal government offices will close 6th. So yeah, no speakers. Everybody's gonna be. They're telling us everybody's gonna be out in the breeze. It's hard to tell if there is structure on this one. 143 was the high. Hasn't really come back up aggressively at all. Low of today was $1. Or yeah, I don't know. Not a whole lot of trust in any of these, but it does have 17 million shares traded. Very intriguing. Millies. CMCT has tried and failed multiple times, but no catalyst to push it on through that ATR high. BMAR can use, I don't think I mean, it may pop up, I don't know, 30 cents or so. RENX continues to chop down. Excited. So it looks like a Monday morning for a holiday week. It definitely does. Definitely a good morning to get chopped up if you jump into something that you don't understand, for sure. CMCT, 21 million shares traded. So at this point, so this is how I kind of think about structure. One, I like to take in consideration the outliers. So this one went up with a wick up to 64. And the next point that it tested was here at the 59s. So that's our first idea. Is that a true trend line? No, because it hasn't had any confirmation, right? This is just an idea. And so I'm looking to get an idea of the downtrend and a possible idea of the uptrend. So if I can get both sides, I can start building some type of structure, right? Where are the points of strength? Where are the points of weakness and all of that good stuff, right? And so right now it's coming back up and testing this trend. And it may invalidate, it may break right through it. But that's the whole point of just getting the ideas there to see, hey, what's going on with this thing? So what's happening? Where is the real weakness or strength here? And really, I do this on any ticker. Doesn't really matter if it's high float or whatever. But bouncing up there to the top, and so that invalidates this downtrend for now. But I'm not going to erase that because it could just dive right back down through this 58. But it has 27 million shares traded on it. Big old top and tail wick, and we'll see if any new ideas come from this new high, 65s. So 80% with no catalyst. Let me also go look at CMCT with no catalyst up here as well. Just keeps throwing these little spikes up here and coming back down. It has a little high up here of 506 at the first trend downward right there, straight down there, and now it has a secondary one right here. So 2 ideas for downtrends. Or it was hard to do this one because there's no real aggression up to the upside. You top here at 66. Continues to trade above this previous idea here of the 58s. Side DVLT, whoa. That's what we doing now? Just dropping through the ground. All right. Point of control is at 120. You said HXHS looks good. I mean, can you trade it though? Are you on TOS? If you're on TOS, this is a block stock. This is a block Chinese stock. I'm just showing y'all how I do my structure. But yeah, this one hasn't confirmed any structure yet. It could easily fall right back down below this previous ideal of 58. If it starts to hold above this previous idea of structure though, then that's showing a little bit of strength. But until that, just chilling. Plus, it has no catalyst, so that's the other thing. People are quick to give up when they have no reason. They get scared real quick. They're like, "Ooh, I don't want to get caught in a fall. Don't want to put my stop too close." And so what they end up doing is giving it room, and they end up losing more than they should because it has no reason anyway, and it dives before they even know it. And it's so fast, it's impossible to try to just be there on the button to click it. And then you can't even use stops in this. So this is pre-market, so no stops. You got to just do it with use your brain and your reflexes. All right, so we had a high up here of 65. It held above this level here, so let's just see if it continues to hold this. The bottom side of this little buy up wick was 59 or 0.5924. They got the buyers excited with this little wick. Let's see if they trap the buyers here and continue it breaking down. Some people, they'd be like, "Oh, a pin bar wick. Oh, a long wick. Let's buy." And not all the time does that work out, especially if there's no catalyst. If there's a catalyst and you see a pin bar wick, that's pretty good sign that there's buyers, there's somebody there trying to get in. But no catalyst, that's a trap. It's a trap. We even see that when there's no catalyst and it's actually heading up and it gets a topping tail pin bar wick like this, and sometimes it'll come down and then go again. It's like, what? So it does the same thing to the shorts on these type if there's no catalyst. But we have the bottom here at 59. We have the previous idea right here at 57. The point of control is still down here at 56. So the point of control is the most traded level during the pre-market period. So mine is set to go period to period. So whatever the full day was from the last day, and then it cuts off and starts over again at the pre-market. And this is what I was talking about. There was no confirmation of this line, and now we're back here at the point of control and this previous downwards level, right? So just continue to watch and build structure. I believe that, you know, most of trading is just artwork. You're just drawing on the charts. The indicators, they're good and all that, but I don't need any indicators to be in here. I just want to see structure built first. And then, you know, I don't use a view app. I don't use any of that stuff. I just want to see where's the structure first. I see a one that did a round trip Velo. Velo 3D, it has some catalysts on the day. It says Velo 3D secures Department of War contract valued at 32.6 million to eliminate critical defense manufacturing bottleneck. Velo 3D, the same news again. It kind of reposted it. 32.6 million in this one. So let's go do our due diligence on Velo. VELO. Velo 3D, 32 million in the contracts. And they're talking money. That's what I like to see. I want to see you talking money. All right. Get to the profile and see what's going on over here. Profile for Velo 3D. It says produces and sells metal additive three-dimensional printers in the Americas, Europe, and internationally. The company's printers enable the production of components for space rockets, jet engines, fuel delivery systems, and other metal parts, which it sells or leases to customers for use in their business. It also offers Flow, a proprietary software platform which scans part designs for geometrical features in Sapphire, Sapphire 1MZ, Sapphire XC, Sapphire, okay, all of these Sapphires printers. In addition, the company provides Azure, a quality control software platform that includes process metrologies. Flow developer, a new version of print preparation, blah, blah, blah. All right. So these 3D printers seem like they are really connected into military type installments. So that could be something. Let me go ahead and get my notes started. So let's go ahead and take some notes. First off, we want to know where this thing is from. It is out of Fremont, California, United States. Okay, US based. They have 105 employees, which is not a little bit. They at least they got some employees there. All right. Most of the time we see like 3 employees or something like that. Let's also go and grab any keywords. So one of the keywords would be, you know, 3D printing. 3D printers. And military. So we are looking at printers enable the production of components for space rockets. So space exploration. Let's see, jet engines, fuel delivery systems, metal parts. Okay. Any other keywords that we can get other than space exploration and maybe a secondary one? It's not a keyword in the description, but I'm thinking military on this. So I'm just gonna put secondary, so main keyword and then secondary, main keywords, and then a secondary. Secondary is gonna be military, so it wasn't actually in the profile though. Second. I'll show y'all my notes in a minute. Spaces. Okay, next thing we need to do is go and check out the flow. Okay, so hold up. Down here it says Company serves small and medium-sized enterprises to Fortune 500 companies. So they service everybody. So space, aviation, defense. That's what. See, okay, there it is. Defense. So there is some of that in there. Space, aviation, defense, automotive, energy, and in industrial markets. So all of these markets, I'm going to take to their market services. So all of these ones. Market services. Bang, bang, bang. And let's see. So they were founded in 2014 and headquartered in Fremont, California. Velo operates as a subsidiary of Arrayed Additive Inc. All right, so now let's go look at the float for this. Jump over to statistics. Let's go to the float. So the float is 7.2 million. Shares outstanding is 20.91 million. So that is pretty low float. It's not a micro, but it is pretty low float. The insiders have 59.38%. Institutions have 12.64%. So it may not be it may be more volatile with it being less institutions in there. Let's go ahead and copy all of this and add it to my notes. Copy all of that, and let's go ahead and pop that right on in there. All right. Okay, so we're definitely interested in this one. They're talking money. Oh, I need to go back into their news and see that news again, how much they're talking and what are the timelines for this money to be expounded or, issued out. So this was an hour ago. Secures Department of War for 32.6 million. Let's read into both of these. This first one, award supports DIU Project Forge to accelerate production of critical munitions. Okay, so that's military program through an advanced additive manufacturing. Leading additives, so technology. Let's get down to the money. 36 million supports DIU's foundry for operational readiness and global effects for Project Forge. Project Forge is charged with identifying solutions to the current problem of major manufacturing bottlenecks for certain traditionally manufactured parts and platforms within the U.S. defense industrial base. These production bottlenecks prevent the throughput necessary to scale a critical DOW weapon system program. Okay. Any other money talks? We're excited for the collaboration between DIU and industry partners like Velo 3D. Okay, so it must have other partners. They're saying like this. Anything else? Like leverage Velo 3D's rapid production solution. Looking for time frame, like how fast is this 3 million whatever going to be doled out? So this was the first one. This was an hour ago. Let's go look at that other news report. Okay, so this one says Velo 3D announces 30 million private placement of common stock. The offering is led by a 20 million investment from a new fundamental institutional investor. So this is an institutional investor. So this could be a group or whatever. You never know what kind of institution. That may not be just one person. With additional participation from a large existing institutional shareholder. So that's somebody that's already owning this Velo or whatever that is supporting or participating in this institutional investor's input. So let's see, Velo 3D Inc. Boom, 30 million of gross proceeds via private investment in public equity transaction. Company intends to use the net proceeds from the offering for general corporate purposes. Okay. Meet growing demand for its offerings. Under the terms of the securities purchase agreement, the company will issue for an aggregate purchase price of 30 million, a total of approximately 3.6 million shares of common stock, par value 0.00001 of the company at the price of $8.25. Okay, there, now we're getting a price. So it is currently at 12.01. It says that the price of $8.25 per share. So we need to notate that. This was the target price, right? So target price is $8.25. The closing of the pipe is subject to customary closing conditions for financing of this nature and is expected to close on or about December 23rd. Okay, so tomorrow is the time frame. So they're going to be closing this offering $8.25 per share tomorrow. All right, so now we got a time and we got a price. See what reading does for us. All right, so let's continue to go down. We believe securing this capital from a new fundamental institutional investor and large existing institutional shareholder is a powerful endorsement of Velo's trajectory and critical role we play in modern space and defense landscape, said Arun Jeldai, I don't even know, whatever, CEO of Velo. All right, let's see if we can see anything other money talks I'm not seeing. So we did get a time and we did get a date. The date is tomorrow, December 23rd. All right, so here are my notes. Activate. I kind of I don't know why I put this space in here. Let me fix that. Why is that space? Oh, okay, so we have a price at $8.25 was the offering, and let me fix that too. $8.25 offering, closing offer. Closing offer. $8.25, and it's going to end around December 23rd. Okay. My notes, and let me move this. Back this up just a little. So as you can see, I do believe in taking notes for sure. But we got some good information on this. And I'll be using that, especially if it does start to dump down towards $8.25. We'll see what kind of reaction if new buyers come in closer to that price. I'll definitely be watching out for that. So right now, the ATR high is here at 1262, ATR low. And this ATR is calculated off of the closing price of yesterday. So it closed at 1072 and it hit a high up here of 1499, and now it's back inside of the ATR. So the bottom side of this is 912, the top side of this is 1254, but we know the price is down here at 825. So let me go ahead and mark that up, 825 down here. All right, so this is going to be, this was the offer price. Edit our offering price. Closing on, closing December 3rd, 2025. Oh, that's a little bit too much. Let's do that. Oh, too much. Work. And there. So now we have our closing price, and that should be 825, 824. All right, so that one has news on today. We'll see how that does on Velo. And currently it has 1,700,000 shares traded on it. We'll see if people get interested in that and see if we can, wait a minute, see if we can draw any nice structures out here. But for now, kind of got to let it play out. We got some good notation on it. Let's see if anything else popped up with any type of catalyst while we were doing that. HX again, it tested this downtrend, but yeah, was not able to go up there and break. And now the point of control has moved up there to 61. And we'll see, it's got this new point down here that it could break down of 53 cents. So that would be maybe 5-cent fall if it were to go back down here. But we also have another start of an ideal of structure here. We'll draw in to see if it continues to run into a wall here. It has two ideas of downtrends. As far as uptrends, we do have this little peak down here that was at 48. That was coming through here. And these have not been confirmed. You can see it's broken these down. Then it's got another one from this point. And it's not really clear here. I'm not sure if that one's going to work. So I'm just going to remove that for right now. We'll see if it continues to hold until it falls. What else was I doing? So we did our due diligence on that. We still got DVL, whatever, but that one I'm not sure about anymore. It's got 19 million shares on it. Maybe it comes into play. DVLT. And so these are the ones I got on watch. Actually, not AZI. I don't have that one on watch. These two have catalysts on the day. DVLT and Velo are the ones that I'll have on watch. But Velo is a much less volume. So I want to see more people get interested in this one. But DVLT, we'll see. See, those are my two picks for right now. They gave us some pretty good information. We want to know what's going on. Saidu continuing up. It did get some Sidus Space awarded contract under Missile Defense Agency. So this is some more space type deals, right? Saidu up here 63% with 23 million shares traded. Let's go do our due diligence on this one. So Saidu, DVLT, and Velo all have catalysts, and none of them are micro floats. So let's see our due diligence on Saidu here. It's the same thing every time. Get all these bits and pieces put together and then calculate a trade. You know? Rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat. All right, so Sidus Space. Another space military type deal. Profile. Sidus Space Inc. engages in the design, manufacture, launch, and data collection of commercial satellite worldwide. The company's space services include satellite design and manufacturing such as LizzieSat, LizzieXL, and Lunar Lizzie. It also offers technology hosting and mission management, AI-enhanced data as a service, utilizing the Orlath AI ecosystem. Okay, so we got some AI in there, which includes Feather Edge AI processor and Celio AI solutions from space on the LizzieSat platform to deliver timely data insights from space. The company also provides space and defense manufacturing. So we're seeing this topic, space and defense. So that's a good sign. We're seeing this little sector heat up. Let's see, space and defense manufacturing a mission critical components and systems engineered for space environments, including precision machining and assembly, 3D printing. There's 3D printing again. Mechanical, electrical assembly and tests and design engineering, as well as technology design integration. It serves commercial space, aerospace, and defense industries. The company was founded in 2012 and is headquartered in Merritt Island, Florida. Again, 3D printing, space, defense. So let's go ahead and get some notes going on this one. And what we want to do is see where people want to focus. So we're getting a topic, right? 3D printing, defense, space, military. And so we want to see where the focus is going to go. Is it going to be on Saidu all day or what? And let's go ahead and take some notes on the float and all of that good stuff on this one. All right, so first, this one has 104 employees, not a super small company. They got people working for them. Out of Merritt Island, Florida. And let's see. So keywords out of this one, we got the 3D printing. Again, 3D printing. We have space exploration. We have AI enhanced data as a service. So they're using data as a service. So basically the AI is surfing through these databases and giving them very, very quick calculations or outputs. So AI data as a service. And now all I got to do is see where people go. Do the people want to go more on Saidu, or they want to go more on that other one that we found? AI service. Yes. Now let's go and check that float. So we'll go to statistics. The float is looking like 35.04 million. Not super heavy on insiders or institutions, but institutions do have a larger holding there, so a larger percentage holding. So we'll take all of that into consideration, and then the shares outstanding. So the float is definitely a little bit higher than the other one. We'll just see which topic gets more action. At that notes. Okay. All right, so those notes are there now. Activate. They're my notes. So keywords, space exploration, 3D printing, AI data, DAAS, which is data as a service, out of Merritt Island, Florida. Shares outstanding 35.15. The float is 35.04. Kind of lighter on the insider and institution holding, and then the sector industrials, aerospace, and defense with 104 employees. All right. So looking at the catalyst here, DVLT, what was this catalyst? The other ones that are similar topics are SIDU and VLO, but this one was software infrastructure. What was the keywords on DVLT? Was there any? The near defense or all of that stuff. And it had a much higher float. Okay, I remember this one. So this one, data management, blah, 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 registration, offering. Yeah, that's a little bit weaker. I think I'm going to be focusing up on Velo in the other one for now. All right, so Saidu hit a high of 194, and this, I mean, it hasn't even built out any structure yet, so there's no reason to be just attacking this one. So we got a high up here, and we'll see what trend is built out of Saidu and then Velo. Let's look back at Velo. We see a slight uptrend out of this one. Whoops. So we will see how it plays above this little uptrend here. And the low of pre-market is 1132 for this one. So it went down there, it came here once, bounced out of here, kind of grinded up to these highs and has come back to form a higher low here. So we'll see how it plays at this or around this 1142. But remember that closing offer, the price was at $8.25 per share. So it can drop down through this level if things don't go right. All right, so Saidu. And then DVLT continue to give up the ghost. So Saidu is looking like the main suspect right now. Okay, so looking back through the scans, nothing new looks to have popped up. We got two of them that will probably be on watch hard on today. and we'll see what we can get off of them. There is more risk on Velo than Saidu though, with it being able to drop down to 825. So I'll be very careful on that one. And that's probably why Saidu, if we look over here on the on watch, that's why the volume is so high over here. It's less risk. 33 million shares traded. Now it is cheaper, but it's also less risk. So it has an ATR of 14 cents, and Velo has an ATR of 169. So what the ATR is the average true range per day. So it's based on a 60-day period. So if you go to the daily chart and look back 60 days, on average, it's moving $1.69. Saidu moves around 14 cents. So gotta expect less gains on this one. But it's Monday, so if I can get a small winner, that's okay. Let's say if I can scoop up maybe a 7-cent winner, half of the ATR, I'd be okay with that. I will be okay with that. All right, so let me read some of these chats. My bad, I was looking around everything. Okay, so Bebo, good morning. Bebo Snipes. Oh, he's ready. Let's see. What else? Oh, HXHX. I don't even know if it's going to continue to be the one that everybody's looking at. It seems like Saidu's slipping up on it. It has 10 million shares to catch HXHX. You're on TOS too. Nice. TOS Brotherhood, baby. Free trading for the win. Vivo says probably a super thin name. And then Donnell says Velo public offering. Yeah, I saw that. And that's why it's a little bit higher risk over there. And he said $8 private play. Yep. Dilution will be the issue. Yep. Exactly. So y'all already put it in the chat. Y'all already own it. All right. But yeah, we're gonna be watching Saidu for sure. Watching for structure to build. The point of control right now on Saidu is right here at 182. So that's where the majority of trades have happened. Let me move this over a little bit. This is going to probably be my focus for today. Now, it looks like it closed Friday with a relative volume 8 times its norm. I don't know what the relative volume is right now because it doesn't update in TOS. For a minute, I was using Benzinga, which was okay, but it was $200 a month. So I was like, man, I'm giving away a lot of profit. Like if I end the month green, I got to pay $200 out to do whatever. I'm like, man, come on, bro. And so I'm pretty much getting the same. I just need to do a little bit more digging with the research that I have now. Benzinga gave me everything pretty much in like it was right there, quick. But this, I'm okay with this. I'm still green. I'm cool. I'm making money either way it goes. But that $200 a month, I was like, God, again, man, again. And then if you have a red month, you still got to pay that 200 a month. So yeah, definitely bumped off of that real quick. But I tried it for 6 months, I believe. So gave it a good try, good honest try. It was nice to have everything, like as soon as you open up, everything is just right there. Bam, bam, bam. Not sure that this is going to work as a downtrend. I need it to be a little bit more clear. Bottom of this was 173, so about 10 cents of range there. See where it pops to. Forming a new outlier. It is 7:50. I'm about to get ready to go to my morning meeting. I am going to continue to watch this one. If it does dive down here on Monday morning, that does not mean I'm going to give up on it. Oh, no, no, no. And it has a 1.50 beta score. That means that it weekly follows the market. So if the market's going up, you could expect this one to weekly follow it. So it could get a little bit of positive uptake if the market is going up. If the market goes down out of the open, then hey, if this thing wants to sell off and give me better prices or a little recoup, because all I want is half of that ATR. Now the ATR might actually grow from where it is now because it doesn't calculate into the open, but it closed with the ATR of 14 cents. So I would be okay with a 7-cent winner on this, especially with $1.85. I mean, 7 cents on maybe 2,000 shares or so. I mean, I think I can get a little bit off of it. But we're gonna give it a chance and see what it wants to do, though. I think we've picked the safest one, and I think that we picked the one that where everyone is kind of eyeing right now, because I haven't seen any micro floats jump up here yet. All right, so now we're seeing a turnaround point here at the 187. So we're seeing a little bit of trending down. And yeah, like I said, I'm gonna be getting off of here in just a second. I got an 8 o'clock meeting here coming up. But I like to do this pre-market and get my notes so I don't come in intraday looking stupid and just trading things. I want to already have this work done, and so I'm just ready to go when it reaches whatever levels that it's going to reach. But now we got a little bit. I'm not sure if it's going to pop this high or what at the 187, but we'll see. Point of control right now is at the, and it's getting a little flippy. Point of control at the 182s. 37 million shares traded on it. All right. Yep. Yep, this is going to be the one I'm watching on today. 7 cents is all I need. Unless something else pops back up. But the thing is, if anything else pops back up, it doesn't have the volume. Like, this thing's got 37 million shares of volume. There are people looking at this thing all over the world. So if something else pops up with like 1 million shares, but it's got a really good catalyst, I might have to wait on it and see if it gets maybe some follow-up catalysts later on this week or into next week. Because at this point, all the eyes are over here. So I want to watch the same TV channel that everybody else is on. Okay. But yeah, appreciate you guys for tuning in. I am about to get on down. Got to get to this meeting, and yeah, still a day that I'm working. So either way it goes, I'm gonna make money. But I want to, if I can get a winner on this, that'd be nice for this week. Start off a nice green trade, 7-cent winner, and yeah, go from there. And maybe I don't get 7 cents. Maybe I get less. Maybe I get 5 cents. It's still gonna put me, up on the week. And that's all I want is a cushion on the week. Okay. Yeah, we are out here. And staying inside of this downtrend. We'll see how it holds this bottom here, the 173s. That's only 6 cents away, so not a huge drop for it. Point of control still up there at the 182s. If it continues to work its way and break this, then we got more time because we got to identify a new uptrend. We want to trade with the trend. We want to identify the downtrend and say, okay, this is why I don't want to trade it. Then we got to identify the uptrend and say, okay, this thing has this news and it's starting to uptrend. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we can do with it. The downtrend is to sell you out of the trade, right? This is why we don't want it, because it keeps failing this. But the uptrend is where we want to play ball. The trend is your friend, as one wizard once said. But yeah, I got to get off of here. I really got to get to this meeting for sure. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. You already know what I'm watching. Saidu. And if anything else pops up, and we do have a Discord. If I see anything else, I would drop that into the Discord and drop screenshots and all of that in the Discord as well. But yeah, I got to get out of here. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. And as always, see you guys in the next one. Peace. There it is, popping on up there. On up there. Continue watching it.